Hello, my name is Christian Fernandez. I am a nursing student at New Jersey City University, and I will be assessing my leadership abilities. My first desired position in nursing would be in the emergency department or in critical care. After taking a self-assessment on the Foundations of Nursing Leadership website, I found that I am a transformational leader. And with that comes the ability to provide inspirational motivation, individual consideration, intellectual stimulation, and the ability to influence my teammates. According to Yoder Wise, transformational leadership refers to a process whereby the leader attends to the needs and motives of followers so that the interactions raises each to high levels of motivation and morality. The leader is a role model who inspires followers through displayed optimism, provides intellectual stimulation, and encourages follower creativity. The role of the transformational leader is a very social one. The transformational leader finds that it's important to show value to each of their team members and followers, and in doing so, this makes them feel like a valued member of the team. They do this by asking them what their needs are and what their insights are for the organization and for the mission of the organization. So this is kind of what makes them feel like a valued member of the team. It makes them feel a part of the organization. Additionally, it's always a positive thing to praise them for their efforts and contributions and their strengths. And this pushes them and encourages them to continue working hard. And it invalidates that they are working hard towards the desired outcomes and missions of the organization. It's also important for the transformational leader to show signs of optimism, to be optimistic. Now, optimistic is infectious, and if followers and team members see that their leader is optimistic, then they believe that they're heading in the right direction, and it creates a positive work environment and pushes them to continue to work hard and achieve the desired outcomes and mission of the organization. I believe that I have done this throughout the years in my various organizations and various leadership roles. I value all my team members and I value the people that I lead because I believe each of them is very important in achieving the mission of any organization or project that I am involved in. And that's it kind of makes the project more worthwhile. After taking a self-assessment on my problem-solving and decision-making abilities, I find that these are hit or miss for me. And sometimes my solutions work and sometimes they don't. I find most troubling is my desire to want to please everyone on my team. Sometimes I want to take into account every single person's insight. And I don't want to disappoint anyone if their insight isn't included in the final outcome or solution. And sometimes this is very time consuming. I also find that when encountering a problem, depending on the magnitude of the problem, I could get flustered, and this kind of falters my decision-making ability. It makes me nervous, makes me anxious, and I start to doubt my abilities. So this is something I will need to work on. I need to be more confident, and I need to make faster decisions as a leader. After taking a self-assessment of mind tools to assess my priorities and time management abilities, I find that this is actually one of my strengths. I feel that I am a very organized person, and I believe in the power of checklists, especially after reading the Checklist Manifesto. I believe in prioritizing the most important tasks at hand first and following a list as I go down to make sure everything I need to get done for the day is done. I'm also a very fast person in general. Fast, but also implementing quality in my work. I like getting things done quickly in order to allow for unexpected delays or anything that may consume time later on in my checklist journey. After taking a self-assessment on mind tools on my ability to delegate, I find that this is actually also one of my strengths. I believe I don't find it hard to delegate tasks to my followers or to my team members. You know, as a transformational leader, I believe in getting people involved in achieving desired outcomes. You know, I believe that delegating is a positive thing because you're valuing their skills and their abilities and their presence by giving them responsibility. So I believe that delegating is not hard for me because it improves efficiency in reaching desired outcomes and fulfilling the ultimate mission of the organization or workplace. After taking a self-assessment on my tools, on my communication skills, I actually found this is actually one of my strengths. However, I do believe that I could definitely always use improvement in this area. As for my written skills, I feel that that's definitely a very strong ability I have. I have never had trouble writing. I enjoy writing as a former writing minor and tutor. However, when it comes to my communication skills, in the verbal sense, I find that sometimes I do have difficulty. Sometimes I have trouble quickly thinking of things to say before I say it. So I could definitely use improvement in that area. As well as assertiveness. Sometimes I am assertive, sometimes I'm not. And that stems from not being assertive, stems from not being confident in the knowledge or skills that I have. You know, so sometimes I do come off as nervous when talking to people because I'm not confident that I am saying the right thing. After taking Yoder Wise's self-assessment on conflict resolution, I find that I'm a collaborator. And with a collaborator, all parties understand clearly the plan of action and how to implement it. I find that when conflict arises, that it's important to assess everyone's insight into the conflict and insight into assess everyone's problems and then insight on how each person wants to address it and then coming to a unified decision in resolving any conflicts. You know, I don't believe in singling any one person out because this will lead to further negative conflict, and especially as a transformational leader where I'm trying to make each person feel valued. I feel that singling one person out is negative, whereas involving the insight of every single person is a positive thing, and in building their importance or value in the organization. Two areas of strength that I have are my optimism and adaptability. As a leader, I believe in showing a sense of optimism because if your team members or your followers see that you're optimistic, then they're going to be optimistic and they're going to put in the positive energy into their work. And they're also going to want to be included in that shared mission and be efficient in their work in reaching desired outcomes. I also believe that I am very adaptable. When it comes to conflicts or mistakes, I don't believe in dwelling over them. I believe in assessing the situation and figuring out quickly what needs to be done and priorities that need to be done in order to resolve that conflict. Otherwise, if we dwell too much on those conflicts, then there's only gonna be further problems in the future because we spend too much time dwelling on that. I believe that my two Weaknesses, as said earlier, are my problem solving abilities and decision making abilities. This is this stems from my desire to want to please everyone and not wanting to disappoint anyone. And this is very time consuming, and sometimes I have trouble making a single decision because I don't want to disappoint anyone. And it's hard for me to be confident in making a decision if someone is disappointed. In order to improve my problem solving and decision making abilities, I just need to overcome my fear of disappointing people and not being able to please everyone. People look up to you ultimately as the leader, as the one calling the shots, making the decisions. In nursing, where decisions need to be made quickly, this is important. You should not be spending so much time in going over and over with each person what's wrong, what's right, or what they believe in. Ultimately, you're the one making the final decision, and I cannot be scared to make a decision, and I should not be scared in disappointing people, because in nursing, sometimes every single second counts, and sometimes it's a life or death decision. And as a transformational leader, if as a transformational leader, you already need to be optimistic, and you already involve people in the mission and making them feel valued. So as long as you're already making them feel valued, then disappointment will not last too long, because they believe that your intentions are for the good of the mission and of the organization.